So I want to honor you all for being here. I know that there's probably a million other things that you could have done this morning, but you've chosen to work on yourself. And people like you freaking rock. I love people who are so committed to being the best version of themselves. I love people who are wanting to work on themselves and wanting to be better than they were yesterday or even this morning. So I'm so grateful that I'm in your presence. And I can't wait to share the next hour and a half with you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for honoring yourself. So everyone raise your right hand nice and high in the sky. Okay, I want you to leave your hand up if you have ever compared yourself to anyone else in the past. Okay, every single person. All right, leave your hand up if you have already compared yourself this morning to someone else or something else. Thanks for your honesty. It's about half the room. Great. Okay, cool. Leave your hand up if you would like to learn how to combat comparisonitis and live more in your truth. Awesome, everyone. Great. You can pop down your hands. Okay, because today we're talking about comparisonitis, something that I have suffered from for most of my life. And I want to give you 3 ways that we can really combat this today so that you can step more into your truth. Because comparison is one of the cheekiest games of your mean girl. It is one of the trickiest games of your mean girl. And when you learn how to combat that, you'll live a life a much more joyful and happy life. And these 3 things that I'm going to share with you today have really helped me, and I want to pass them on to you because I hope that they will help you as well. But comparison is the thief of joy, and it will rob you of happiness. So if you don't want joy and you don't want happiness, keep comparing yourself. But I know you all do want joy and you all do want happiness. You wouldn't be in a place like this. You wouldn't be at the Goddess group if you didn't crave more joy and more love and more happiness in your life, correct? Yeah. So I remember when I first started comparing myself, I was actually in primary school and there was the most popular girl at school. Her name was Rachel. And for those of you who've read my book, you'll know this story. But I so wanted to be like her. And all my life I've felt different. I've always felt like I'm a little bit of an outsider. I've always felt like I'm a little bit different to everybody else. I never really loved netball and everyone loved netball. And I never really loved, I liked school, I didn't love school. I was always interested in the arts and dancing and singing and things like that. So I was always kind of like a little bit of a loner. And I remember in primary school, Rachel, the most popular girl in primary school, I would so desperately want to be more like her that I would copy the way she even sat. And I'd copy the way she spoke and I'd want to mimic everything about her. And I'd even go home and like mimic the way she sat and perfect the way she sat at home. And then when I got into high school, I remember so badly wanting to be liked and accepted by other people that I would compare myself to other people and copy how they were and copy what they were doing, until I got to the point where I realized that it is all my mean girl and it's not my truth. So just at the end of that meditation, I got you guys to connect with your truth. Your truth doesn't compare you. Your truth loves you unconditionally. Your truth doesn't want you to be like anyone else. It just wants you to be your unique self. And ultimately, you all know that. But we let this tell us that we're not good enough and we're not pretty enough and we're not working hard enough and we're not smart enough and we're not whatever enough. So today, I'm going to give you these 3 strategies of how you can really kick this to the curb so that you can have more joy and more love in your life. Sound good? Awesome. So, and by the way, if you have any questions, you can ask throughout. This isn't like, I'm not your school teacher. You can share your thoughts. This is an open forum, an open, safe, sacred forum where everyone learns from everyone else. So please feel free to put your hand up and ask a question or whatever you want. So the first thing that I want you guys to remember, and pull out your pen and paper, pull out your phone, this is the first step to combating comparisonitis. And it is remembering that it is your mean girl. When you compare yourself to someone else, it is not your truth. That is not your truth. It is your ego. It is your mean girl that is doing it. So remember that it is your mean girl. And when you have shone light on something, and when you have remembered that it is your ego and not the truth of who you are, you have made something that was dark no longer dark. It's now brought light to something that was once dark. So I want you guys to think about, before we go any further, where your mean girl is currently comparing you to other people. Is it with your work? Is it with your house? Is it with your finances? Is it with your body at the gym? Is it when you're scrolling Instagram? Is it with your relationships? Is it with your business? Let's be super specific here. Let's shine some light on some darkness and write down every area that your mean girl is currently comparing you to someone else. Raise your hand if you don't have one. Okay, great. Everyone's got at least one. Not great. That's not great. What am I saying? And if you have more than one, write them all down. Do not judge yourself. Do not let your mean girl judge you here. Just free write. This is what we're doing. We're just free writing. We're just shining light on dark spots right now. We're pulling out our torch and shining some light in these dark areas that maybe we've never shone light on before. So once you've finished, just look up so I know when you're done. And be really specific. The more specific, the better. Awareness is absolute key in mastering your mean girl. If you think of a black room and then you all of a sudden shine a torch on something, you can see. Like you can see that there's a door over there and I can get out through that way. But if it's pitch black, you can't see the door. You're fumbling around like, where the hell is the handle? So what you guys are doing right now by writing these down is we're turning on the torch. We're turning on the torch to find the way out to happiness and joy. Does that make sense? So let's hear a couple of areas. One area that your mean girl's comparing you.
Work.
Work? What's she in particular saying?
I'm just comparing myself to other people that I've worked with, whether I'm doing as good a job as they are and if I can do better than that.
Yeah. Who else is mean girls comparing them with work? Right, okay, cool. What about you?
Probably Instagram photos.
Instagram photos. Who else compares to Instagram photos? Okay, cool. You're not alone. What about you?
My body.
Your body. Who else, mean girl, compares everyone else's body? Right, you're not alone. What about you?
My relationship.
Your relationship. Anyone else in the relationship category? You're not alone. What about you?
That's my big one, relationship.
Relationship, yeah. Okay, what about you?
Mine was the same, social media and gym.
Social media, gym, body, that whole category. Right. What about you?
Everyone's answered them.
Everyone's answered. Has anyone got any others that are goodies? Yeah, let's go.
When I meet new people.
When you meet new people, so your mean girl says you're not funny enough or you're not cool enough.
The conversation always starts with, oh, what do you do for work?
Ah, right.
So I
Okay.
get nervous that it's not good enough, or you know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Who else has got...
Oh, good.
What is it with kindergarten teachers? It is an awesome job. Has anyone else got any other goodies? Yeah, let's hear it. Success?
People are doing better than me,
Yeah.
than what I should be doing, and
Okay. Yes.
Business. So I started a business recently, and I look at other people who started business and they're growing much faster than me, or they have more of an Instagram presence.
Right. Okay. Yep. Any other goodies? Yes.
Being a mum.
Being a mom. Yes. Oh yeah. I feel that one too. Yes. You're going to say mum? Okay. Anyone else got some goodies?
Finances.
Finances.
I feel like I should have saved more when I was younger, and looking at other people's successes and where they're at now
Yep.
to where I am now.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of other people have that one. Money as well. Any other goodies? Yes.
I would say that I don't enjoy the same things as a lot of my friends, like drinking and partying and all that sort of a thing. Like, I don't find the same things fun as them.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So how is your mean girl? She's just comparing you, saying you should like those things? Right, okay, gotcha. And yes?
Independence.
Independence.
So living out of home and trying to make your way into the world.
Yeah.
Being able to look after yourself, taking that step from, having your parents supporting you to, being able to see yourself.
Yes.
Watching everybody's going through that and
Okay.
comparing.
Any others? Yes.
I have my intelligence.
Your intelligence. Yes, that's a biggie. I'm not smart enough. Yeah, beautiful. Any others? I saw another hand. Yep. Cooking. Yep. Compares you to, yep. Yep. Yes. Yeah, yeah. When Leo criticizes my cooking, it's like, ugh, a knife in my heart. I'm like, don't take it personally, don't take it personally, don't take it personally. He's 10, But yeah, I feel that one too. Yes.
learning. So when people learn things a lot faster than you do, or grasp the concept a lot easier, and it's like, oh, why aren't I getting that? Or why aren't I that smart? Or
Yeah. Comes back to the intelligence. Any more goodies? Yes.
Traveling, like when you see other people who've done a lot more traveling than you, or just
Yep.
are traveling the world,
Yep.
and you feel like you should be doing it.
Yep. Any others? I saw a few more. Yes.
and not being a mum and not being in a relationship.
Yes.
Like when people have started to ask, one woman said, do you have children? And I said, no. And she said, well, don't give up hope.
Yeah, look, I'm still pretty good. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yes.
I'm nearly pregnant. I'm 12 weeks. I haven't really told too many people yet, but there's two things. One, I'm doing it on my own, and you got the judgment of everyone from that. And then I guess the other thing is, it's first trimester and it sucks.
Yep. So you're comparing yourself to other women in that first trimester going, oh, they're fine, and I'm not. Yeah, okay. Any others that we haven't said? Yes.
Like health, I think being on the clean eating bandwagon, meditation, all that sort of that healthy lifestyle for a while, 5 years now, and it feels like I'm still not where I want to be. And then I look at my friends that aren't healthy eating and they look like they don't have these problems, like it's a gut problem or you know what I mean,
I'm going to come back to that one in a second, but any others that we haven't said? Yes.
Feeling like you can't express yourself like other people.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that's a biggie. Any others over here? We good? Okay, I think we've covered a lot. I think we've covered a broad basis of areas that our mean girl really goes to town. She really does run with it, but all of it, when you distill it all down, it's all made up in our head. Like, how do we actually know that everyone else is healthy? How do we actually know that everyone else is cruising through the first trimester? How do we actually know that people are saving? And how do we know they're having an amazing time traveling? How do we know that they're killing it at the gym? Like, it's all made up in our head. And it's all perception. And one of my favorite teachers is Dr. John Demartini. If you haven't read any of his work or haven't heard of him, I'd highly recommend it. He's amazing. And Dr. John Demartini, D-E-M-A-R, he is amazing. And he talks a lot about hearsay. Like when our ego just makes up stories and makes up this gibberish in our head. And basically everything that everyone said is made up, that so-and-so is doing this or so-and-so, and it's just robbing us of happiness and joy. It really is. So I really want you guys to remember that it is your mean girl that is comparing you and saying all of these things and making up all of these stories in our head. You have no idea what is going on in that relationship. You have no idea what that person's going through with their health. You have no idea what that other person is struggling with. Yet we make up this crap in our head that they are perfect, that they are cruising through life and everything is peachy. Because I guarantee they have their own struggles too. So this is why it's so important to remember that it is a game that your mean girl plays with you to keep you in suffering, to keep you small, to keep you in your little comfort zone box. Because your mean girl doesn't want you to be the biggest, brightest, shiniest version of yourself. Your ego wants to keep you small and contracted. But imagine if we could let go of all of this comparison, all of this made up mumbo jumbo that we have in our head. How much space we would have in our life to follow our heart, to do what we love,